Hello, I'm Damon Kent. I'd like to welcome you to my world of romance and other things. I would like to share with you some selections from my first audiobook, Rush Hour Romances. I hope you enjoy them. They're a little bit spicy, but they're not your mother's romance stories. Yet. Every now and then, relationships can get into a rut. People don't say what they mean or mean what they say, and sometimes the only solution is to take it outside. I could tell something had been bothering her all week. We spent last Saturday at the mall doing her favorite thing, shopping. Fine, she got some new shoes and a couple of dresses and stuff, so I figured she was happy. By the time we got home, she was acting cold and distant toward me. I shrugged it off and we had dinner. I told her the dresses looked nice and she gave me that smile that says, "Thanks, but you're not off the hook." We finished dinner in virtual silence and went to bed. Not even a goodnight kiss. The next couple of nights I had to work late, so she was in bed working on her office papers. A perfunctory kiss hello, and she focused on her work. I couldn't for the life of me figure out what the problem was. What man can, really. So I just figured I would let her work it out and tell me when she was ready. I took the next afternoon off and decided we were going to get to the bottom of this. I replayed all the events at the mall and after, and still could not figure out what was wrong. No matter. I was not going to continue like this. I had everything set before she got home that evening. It was time for the showdown. She walked in and saw me standing there in the living room. I told her, "We need to talk." Those 4 words never end well. I wanted her to tell me what the problem was, but she went on the defensive immediately, saying the one thing that guys hate hearing, "You should know." Of course, I was oblivious and had no idea what my transgression was. I pressed her to tell me what she meant. Finally, she told me, "All the time we were at the mall, you weren't even interested in what I was buying. I asked your opinions about clothes and shoes, and all you had to say was, 'Yeah, that's nice,' and I buy things to look nice for you, and you don't care." I had heard enough. I asked her, "You want to take this outside?" She looked at me shocked for a moment. I pointed to the rear patio door, and she angrily stormed out. I followed her to the patio and watched as she stopped dead in her tracks. She turned in amazement, trying to figure out what was going on, and saw me trying to stifle a laugh. Out on the lawn was a complete picnic dinner laid out just for her. I wrapped my arms around her and I told her, "I'm sorry I don't always say everything that you want me to say at the right time, but you know I love the way you look. I love the clothes you wear, and I love you." Her body relaxed in my arms as she buried her face in my chest. I smelled her hair and perfume and felt the softness of the body of the woman I love. I raised her face to mine and lightly kissed her on the lips. It became more passionate as she pressed herself more tightly against me. I broke the kiss and took her by the hand. I led her out into the yard and told her to look up. The crescent moon was high in the sky and the stars shone brightly just for us. Do you remember the last time we did this? Neither do I. I saw something out of the corner of my eye and rushed over to the fence to get it. I returned with my hands cupped. I got on my knees and opened up my hands to reveal a firefly just for her. I pulled her over to the picnic blanket and sat her down as her eyes welled up with tears. She said she was sorry, and so did I. I kissed her. Hard, long, deep. I let my hands roam over this lovely body that had been with me through so much. We had built good lives together, and that is how we would stay. In the darkness of the yard, I removed her blouse and nuzzled my face between her soft, firm breasts. I kissed the freckles between them as I trailed my tongue up to her collarbone. Her arms wrapped around me and pulled me closer as I covered her neck with kisses. I reached behind her and unhooked her bra, freeing her to the night air. Her arousal was evident. My lips were drawn to her stiffening nipples, and I teased them with my tongue. Her mouth opened in a silent scream of pleasure, and her outstretched hands gripped and tore at the grass and the lawn. I could tell she wanted more. I let my hands roam downward, feeling her firm but yielding body. I found my way under her skirt, feeling the smoothness of her nylons. Her thighs tensed and relaxed as I explored the familiar territory. At the top of her nylons, her skin felt heavenly. I raised her skirt to her hips and made a wonderful discovery. Those are the ones you got at the Intimate Secret store. I really liked those. She was surprised that I actually noticed. I was glad you got them. They look so beautiful on you, but will look even better when they're off. I placed my fingers in the waistband of the sheer material as she raised her hips to allow me to remove them. Now I was in heaven. I allowed my fingers to trace the impression left by the waist and leg bands of her underwear. She moaned in appreciation. I looked at her face and saw a look of pure bliss. I wanted her to enjoy it even more. I kissed her belly and let my tongue follow the same route my fingers had just traced. She was aroused, and I was never more so. I had to have more. I kissed her thigh along the same impression. I traced my tongue down further and further, slowly, savoring the experience. I reached the spot where passion originates, and I kissed her hard, long, and deep. She could not control herself. She let out a guttural moan that was purely animal sounding. She placed her hands on my head to guide me where she wanted me to go. This was all about her. She gave herself up to the moment, taking pleasure as it was given freely and unabashedly. Her thighs found their way onto my shoulders, and I thought I would go deaf, she squeezed so tightly. I buried myself into the task at hand, and soon was rewarded with the evidence of her passion. She grabbed me by the hair and let out another silent scream, releasing her energy to the heavens, sharing her pleasure with the stars. As her breathing returned to normal, she looked at me with a lusty smile. She unzipped her skirt and pushed it down her long legs. She lay back on the blanket and looked me in the eye and said, "You want to take it outside?" I hope you've enjoyed our little story. You can download the entire collection of Rush Hour romances at Amazon.com or cdbaby.com/Damon Kent. You can download them to enjoy them anytime, anywhere, with anyone, or with no one. Join us next time for another adventure, and until then, be well.